here in Glasgow about 3 years ago to do a PhD in chemistry. Yeah, I know, right? So what happened is I ended up doing this thing. I compared human experimenters and algorithms and how they perceive the chemical space and how do they perform, like who's better, who's more biased. So recently we decided to wrap all our work up and send it away to a journal and see what happens. There is though a little plot twist in that. We changed the word algorithms and we said robots. That seemed to frustrate a lot of reviewers. I mean, I think one of them mostly thought that I was dealing with a robot maybe as sexy as the one in Ex Machina, or fantasizing that I would start doing that. I don't know. Or maybe even worse, I think he thought that I was dealing with the robots we see in Terminator. That was it. End of story. But no, I don't do that. So that particular one, what he said is this: could a robot ever get the citation for the Nobel Prize that Woodward did in 1965? I was like, I don't know. I mean, 1965, well, yeah, it's quite recent, so we need to ask the Nobel Prize Committee what's going on with the regulations about nominations. And as for who Woodward is, well, I Googled it and I asked Cortana. I didn't know. So, I kind of, this gave me the chance to reflect, go back to when I first came here. See, when I first came here, obviously I could speak English, but it's the English that you learn when you have to sit for exams. Like, for example, write a 500-word essay about the Paris Climate Change Agreement, as if anyone cares. And, it's that kind of thing. When you come here, you realize that there are so many weird expressions, differences in the meanings or hidden stuff like that. And this is what I'm going to talk about in a few examples. So let's take a few steps back and let's go to our childhood. It's a nice summer day. I mean, temperatures tops off and above. And your mom cooks lunch, and you, what you do is, but she cooks something that you don't really like. For example, in my case, it's green beans. I always hated green beans. And you start negotiating with yourself. You're like, Mom, do I have to eat these? Can I have just the chicken wings or the pizza instead? Do I have to put this thing in my mouth? And but no, it's not from your mom, and you have just to go with it. And then you counter argue with yourself. You're like, okay, fine, I can do this. I will swallow it. I will not chew it. I'm still talking about food here, just like and that's it, end of story. But let's fast forward again. Now you're an adult. I hope you are. And what happens is, you don't do that. You just, eat everything. You just, shove it all in your mouth, like a Komodo dragon. You eat the whole thing, and that's it, end of story. And when someone asks, is the food good? You're like, yeah, it's quite good. I'm not being entirely honest with you, because in Greece, when you ask someone, is the food good? You can go with two ways. First one is ame, which is thumbs up, like. The second one is bah, which is hell no. Here in Britain, it's always is it quite good? And the thing is, when it's with everyday life, it can be kind of okay, no problem with that. But when it goes to academia, then there is a problem. So imagine you struggle about this, manuscript for the paper that I was saying about earlier, and draft after draft, day after day, night after night. You get one draft at some point, and you give it to your supervisor, and you say, can I have some feedback? See what happens. And they go, sure, okay, no problem. Sure enough, you get your feedback, and what you see is a manuscript which is, the red ink is so much that it's just dripping like blood. What you might kind of recognize there is, some full stops, and maybe, just maybe, your name. So imagine the horror in your face when the supervisor comes back and is like, don't worry, it's fine, we're gonna fix this. I mean, it just needs a bit of work. What this bit of work means is that I'm going to lock you in your office and you're not going out until you get this thing done. Now another aspect is, like language of affection. You know, affection is something really important in our lives. And I remember I was here like first week in, so I'll go into a bar, you know, meeting some friends, you know, making a network, you know, socializing, doing this kind of stuff. And there were a bunch of people over there. We talk about stuff and the weather, and stuff again, and then the weather. And there's this kind of guy, you know, sitting there like at the side of the bar and just like looking at you creepily. That he doesn't say anything, just looking at you. I'm like, okay, fine. And at some point he goes, "Oh, you're such a cunt." I'm like, "Sorry, you mean me? You mean me? Ah, you're such a cunt." I didn't do anything. So the barman sees my frustration. He runs to my rescue. He goes, "Hey, bother, it's fine. The problem would be if he called you mate." All right then. Cheers to our friendship, cunt. Happens. Now, it's not all like that. What happens is, you know, I love Scottish accents, wherever they might be from, when you are talking about ghost stories. They're just amazing. So, a few weeks ago, I went to Edinburgh, and there are these kind of ghost tours. I don't know if you know. And, you know, we go there, we meet this guy. He's like a really vibrant guy, like talking about the history of the city and, you know, making really creepy jokes, you know, good stuff. So, at some point, we need to go down to some dungeons. And there's this narrow door, and it's quite dark. I mean, I think my nose was in someone else's head at the time. And it's damp, and it's warm, and smells funny. Although, that's maybe because where my nose was. And you're sitting there like a room in darkness, and he talks about a really, really happy story about spirits of children that turn into ghosts. And he's doing that, the story becomes like, you know, more vivid, more alive. His accent gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And at some point he just switches on the torch, and you see on the wall some 17th century dolls looking at you blankly. I shot myself. I will not lie to you. For the rest of the day, I was covered in shite. Thank you very much.